Hey there, Grumpy Old Fart here. For those of you who don't know, I started Grumpy Old Fart to express my political and social opinions and to say things that I felt needed to be said. Unfortunately, YouTube started giving me strikes. As a hedge against this happening, I've created backup YouTube channels, Grumpy Old Gamer and Grumpy Old Ufologist. I also created a channel called Grumpy Old Fart over on Rumble, a free speech alternative to YouTube. You can find all of my stuff there, including my political opinion and current events. The link to my Rumble channel, as well as links to let you order my books, are in the description of this video. If you enjoy my content, please like, subscribe, share, and comment. I welcome your comments, even if you disagree with me. Now, on with the video. Hey there, Grumpy Old Fart here. I'm doing an AD&D story on greed. Greed kills. I've been playing Advanced Dungeons & Dragons for a long time, since the 1970s. I've played with hundreds of different people, and for the most part, those players were pretty cool. Once in a while, you run across a player who, for whatever reason, is just greedy beyond measure, beyond all reason. My friend David was one such player. Check out my video, One Trip to the Well Too Many. Yeah, it was a good one. Another player, Danny, was so greedy he was charging the players inordinate amounts of gold for anything he could. As I recall, he sold me a horse for 100,000 gold pieces. And that horse was too stupid to eat grass by the side of the road or to drink water from the river. I got even with him, of course. I put a number of spells on a copper piece and left it on the ground near his bedroll. When he saw it, his first instinct was to pick it up. He did so and was immediately polymorphed into a pig and teleported to the middle of the ocean. Pigs don't swim well, but they're quite tasty to sharks. I used to run a game with a group in North Carolina. One of the players there was named Greg. Greg was one of the greediest players I have ever met. The group had killed a powerful wizard and were in the process of ransacking his tower. Most of them were piling the loot in the main hall on the ground floor, and they were going to split it evenly. Greg, however, not so much. Greg found a secret door leading to a flight of stairs that headed down to underground chambers. He didn't tell anyone, he just slipped in and headed down. 3 stories underground, he found a room with a chest. Greg was convinced that this was where the wizard secreted his most valuable or valued items. Greg ran over and opened the chest. The chest, of course, was trapped. When he flipped the lid open, the chest sucked him in. He failed a savings throw and ended up on the lower levels of the abyss. Turns out this is how the wizard traveled there and back. There are things in the abyss that are just nasty, and he had no way to get back. I had to run him separately for a couple of weeks, but suffice to say, he didn't last. He died. He never made it out of there. Greed kills. Everyone in the game wants to get rich and powerful. Everybody does. But there's such a thing as too greedy. Greg learned that the hard way. I have met players that couldn't wait to ransack a shop in town. And, of course, they ran afoul of the guards. I've had players who couldn't wait to ransack a wizard's shop in town. Yeah, a lot of those never made it out. Check out, I did a video called Barbarian B&E. Go check that out. Breaking and entering, yeah. The game is about getting rich and powerful. I understand that. Everybody knows it. It's part of the fun of the game. You adventure, you gain money, you gain power, you become rich and powerful. That's the whole point. But there's such thing as being too greedy. If one player is hoarding all the gold, the other players probably aren't going to enjoy it very much. At the same time, players like that have to sleep at some point, so expect the other players to take steps. One of the fun things about the game is teaching greedy players the error of their ways. Greg was one of those players. I kind of enjoyed that with him, because this guy, he didn't think. He didn't. With him, the group is supposed to be a team effort. With him, he was always at odds with the group by choice. He did what he had to do to stay with the group, help him out when he could, but when he had to, I should say. But he was perfectly happy stealing items and holding them and holding back treasure, not splitting stuff. Generally being a greedy so-and-so. Well, that didn't last long. So, a lot of times it's not the dungeon master that fixes the problem, it's the other players. And rightly so. So, yeah, when you run into greedy players like that, they will eventually get theirs. It just takes time. You folks have a good day. God bless one and all.